Hello, hello. I'm live. Look at that. I am live. Let's get right to it. All right. One of the things about going live that's so interesting is when you're going live, you're trying to get ready, get people in there. But then when you rewatch the live video, you're like, I should have just started. Anyway, happy Sunday. This is Aya. I'm just jumping on here to share a funny story. If you saw the title, I think it says, just when you think you've matured, you find yourself yelling at someone in the parking lot. And it's just kind of this interesting conversation about how, you know, you feel like you're growing and you're evolving. So little things about me. I used to have a really bad temper, like really bad, straight up. I was one of those people with a bad temper. Oh my gosh. Let me not. Woo! Man, I could really do some things. Get into it with some people, cussing people out. Listen, I was there. I've been there, done that. And you evolve, you change, you grow, you mature. You do all of those wonderful, amazing things that you need to do, that you want to do, that you're doing, and that's great until one day you're in a parking lot and someone cuts you off or does something that they really shouldn't be doing driving. And all of a sudden I'm cussing them out. I'm like, what are you doing? And they're like, what? I'm like, what? It's like I get in the car and I'm like, wow, where did that even come from? No, it's not that it's always there. It's always that little edge just can sometimes always be there. And I thought to myself, but when those things happen to me now, I really spend some time and think about them and just really kind of meditate on them and really think about, like, okay, what can I do next time where I will not be cussing you out? Like, what do I need to be doing that to assure that next time I will not be cussing you out? What has to happen? And because it doesn't happen very often, so few and far between, maybe like once every couple of years, I realize that it really has a lot to do when you have a lot, like, you're so easy to be on edge when you just have a lot going on. And recently I wanted to share about just how you have to, when you have a lot going on. So let's be real. In life, people have a lot going on, right? So one of the big things I have going on is I have two children, and I basically am a solo parent. I basically take care of them alone, and it's a lot. It's a lot of responsibility for one person. I don't really care what other people say. It's a lot of responsibility for one person, and you definitely want to share with as many people as you can. And that's just been my experience. And I think that sometimes so you have something heavy going on, it's on your mind, you haven't really resolved it, you don't really know what you're going to do, or you don't really know if you can make it, or X, Y, and Z, and you're just like, am I going to be able to make it through this situation? You're kind of already on edge, right? So let's talk about me. I was kind of already on edge, but I had this really good conversation. But the difference about me now is I really am able to sit down and think about what is going on. So I talk a lot about business now because I'm a business coach and I love business and I help moms in particular. I can actually help any business owner uh, go from 5-figure months to 6-figure months, like, for real. I know how to do it. I know exactly the plays to run. I know how to get you there. I'm the best coach out here. I'm also really empathetic. There's just a lot of skill sets that I have to really transform people to get them to that place. Why do most business owners want to get to that place? Almost all of the business owners I've ever spoken to, they want to get to that place so they can have time freedom. They can spend more time with their family. They can be intentional about pursuing the life that they'd like to pursue. They are, that's usually what's going on, right? So that's the importance of what I do. And I particularly help mompreneurs because I think when you're a mom, I help mompreneurs with children under 18, right? So you're a mom forever. Once you're blessed with being a mom, you're a mom forever. But I particularly help moms whose children are under 18 because you're actively raising them, you're responsible for them, all that good stuff. And I help people grow their businesses, like learn what they need to learn. Because sometimes you don't even know, you're not quite sure what you need to do or where are the holes in your business or what's holding you back. And you just need help. And that's totally okay. So I have a mastermind group. I do coaching. There's a lot of different things I do to help people with that. But my first love is emotional intelligence, psychology, relationships, feeling close. You know, if you follow me for a long time, you'll know that. That's what I used to talk about all the time. It's still my first love, and it's still something that I can talk about for hours and hours and, you know, educate people on and really talk about. And I think it's so important. So if you ever want to talk to me about those types of things, I'm here to talk about that too. But um, but anyway, you know, most of the time I'm talking about making money and raising kids. Those are my two top topics. So the thing about it is, though, when you're, I think you have the most to learn when you're doing behavior that you're kind of like, what was going on there? What was that? what was happening? What was happening there? You know, you definitely realize that you have the most to learn, you know, and you can learn the most about yourself. You can learn the most about what needs to happen. You can learn a lot about yourself when you're in that situation, even when everything's okay, everything's together, everything is perfect, um, and everything is going the way you want it to go. Because guess what? You know, one thing I'm realizing about life, it doesn't always go the way you want it to go. It doesn't mean that it doesn't work out, because I do believe it works out, or that it doesn't surpass your expectations, or it's not amazing, wonderful, and beautiful. But I have noticed it doesn't always go and follow the pattern that you want it to go. Someone's knocking on my door. Thank you. Okay, I'm back, so I must edit that out. Someone was knocking my doors for delivery. Anyway, so when you, where was I? So I don't even know where I was. I got so caught up in who was at my door. But anyway, but the point of the matter is, you have a lot to learn when you're not behaving the way that you want to behave and you're doing something else. And one thing I've learned about life is that it doesn't always go the way you want it to go. It just doesn't. You know, it just does not. It doesn't matter who you are, what's going on. It doesn't always go the way you want it to go. And the thing about that is, that's where you have to have a very strong mind, a very strong mind to be able to carry you through the season that life is not going the way you want it to go. So I had a really good conversation with a friend of mine yesterday, really good friend of mine, really important conversation. And like clockwork, I'm on the phone crying about having to be a solo parent. Really, it is definitely something I cry about on the regular, actually. And so, and they were telling me, you know, I think it's your mindset. I think you have to embrace a different mindset. Your mindset needs to change, so you're so so things can change for you, as long as you keep the mindset that you're thinking right now. Because I was like, what do you think the issue is? It's going to stay the same. And it was a really powerful moment for me, because I really had to look in the mirror and say, what are you thinking about this situation? So for me, in this particular situation, is solo parenting. What do you actually think about solo parenting? What are you thinking about it? What are you thinking about it in terms of yourself? Like, what are you thinking about it? And so for me, it's like, well, I'm thinking that it's hard. I'm thinking I'm not going to be successful. I'm thinking that I can't do it. I'm thinking that, can I sustain it? I'm thinking like, I'm not good at, like, what's going to happen? It's just a lot of what ifs, anxieties, fears, a lot of those things. And when you face those things, you have to turn them over and say, well, what if it works? What if it's great? What if you do a great job, or you can do it, or you can sustain, or you can make it happen? Um, and I realize that, and that is the power of, when you're going through something, you're stressed about something, or you're behaving in a way that you're not necessarily used to. It's so important to sit down. That's the moment. Those are the moments where you don't have to beat yourself up. You don't have to be mad at yourself. You don't even have to report to anyone, but you do need to sit down and report to yourself. So what happened today? So today I went to eChurch. I don't normally go to eChurch. really, but something was like, let's go to E-Church. So I listened to TD Jakes, E-Church. And guess what he was praying on? He was like, grace to make changes. Man, and guess what he was saying when I turned on? When I turned it on, he was already talking. Guess what he was saying when I turned it on? When I turned it on, he was already like, listen, I can cuss you out in a minute. Don't play me. I don't need to. I was like, come on, TD. Come on. He was just talking about my most recent experience. I was so excited. But he talked about how God gives you the grace to make changes. And that's what God is doing in this season, giving us the grace to make changes. It really actually spoke to me a lot, the message. I mean, I really felt like it was to me specifically, because that's what I felt like God wanted me to hear, that there's enough grace for me to be a solo parent. You know, there is grace for me to endure whatever I'm enduring right now. There is grace, like God is using me as a vehicle to raise my children. My children will be raised. I will be the vehicle to raise them, and he's going to give me the grace to do it, you know, every day, all day. Like, you know, it was really encouraging and really motivating and really inspiring. And so I really wanted to share that with you, how great that was, how inspiring that was, how good God is, and just really encourage you that, that when you do find your, like, you know, always use every experience as a way to grow and learn. Not necessarily kick yourself while you're down or let yourself off the hook, but really grow and learn and confront whatever thought patterns and mindsets that are like holding you back, you know, really, because only you can hold yourself accountable. But there's all this conversation about holding people accountable, but really only you can. You know, people can maybe hold you responsible, but only you actually can hold yourself accountable. I mean, that's a whole nother video for a whole nother day, but I can get into that another day, but that's how it goes. So today is Sunday. It's the last day to sign up for the sales challenge, the Crush Your Fear of Selling challenge. It's August 22nd to 26th. I'm so excited. So it's the last day to sign up. It's $297 for the VIP experience. That means you get to ask your questions. You get to be in a special exclusive Facebook, not Zoom meeting. You get to ask your questions. You get to talk to me, and I'll talk about your problems and your specific solutions. And then you have you have some VIP bonuses, and then we have the general admission ticket, which is $97. And we talk a little bit about every day. There's a science to every single day. We're talking about how to crush your fear of selling, how to like really overcome and then kind of grow in your business. Because that's what I do. I help people grow in their business. I hope to be a little bit more aggressive about sharing my knowledge and really talking to people about growing in your business and doing what you need to do to grow in your business. So the link is in the description. Join the challenge. The link is in the description. This month's challenge is August 22nd to 26th. Join the challenge. I might have a webinar. This is kind of like my webinar. I was going to think about doing a webinar, but I really wanted to talk about this first. And then let me like jump on and do some webinars about some different things. But let's jump on. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's get it. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. You know, and if you find yourself cussing someone out in the parking lot, listen, you know, there's a better way. I'm totally talking to myself. There's a better way. I'm totally talking to myself. All right. I love you guys. If you want to sign up. You have until, I think, midnight, really till tomorrow, like maybe midnight. I think that it's like tickets are done selling at midnight. And I'll see you at 10 a.m. if you're a VIP tomorrow, or I'll see you around. I want to thank you for all your support. I know a lot of people support me, and I want to thank you for that. Thank you for all your support. Share me with a friend. Share me with any other mompreneurs, you know, even with people who are even thinking about starting a business. You know, I have a really great class on that. I have an online course on how to start your business. So all of these things, just let me know in the comments what's important to you, what you need. I love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.